blessing. You are blessed. You are a blessing. You are blessed. You are a blessing. You are a blessing. You are a blessing. Good morning. We often take for granted the very things that most deserve our gratitude. By Cynthia Quick. Would anyone like to share their gratitude briefly today? Well, I'm grateful for one of our members, for our beloved Ron, who makes everything work perfectly, always does so with a smile. And he's going to be going through an experience this week, and we wanted to let him know how much we love and care for him and that he will be in our prayers. And so, okay, anyone else? Yes, come on.
Good morning. I am really, really grateful for the time that I just spent back in Chicagoland with my people. And it just was so affirming going back to my roots and being with family. And also, likewise, grateful for returning here to this family and feeling really rooted and grounded here. So, thank you. I love you guys.
Thank you, Lori. Thank you. Anyone else? Okay. Colette.
I was just going to say that I am so grateful since I just got back from Montana as well. And I visited my sister, which was so wonderful. She's so nurturing, takes good care of me. And we also spent 4 days camping at her lake, which is up in the mountains, just a hop, skip, and a jump away from Canada. And the weather was divine. It was beautiful. And I don't camp. So they brought a minivan with a mattress in it for me.
Wow.
It was great.
That's wonderful. Yeah. That's wonderful. Anyone else? Okay. Alrighty. Okay, it's back to school time at Center for Spiritual Living. And once again, we're supporting the Vista del Sol Community Center with the Back to School Backpack Drive. And today's the final opportunity for your financial contributions. If you want to contribute money instead of backpacks, we have a number of backpacks out there that looks fun. I was surprised because I'm of the age where I have great grandkids. So when Bob and I went looking for the backpack stuff, I couldn't believe how expensive it was. And we went to Walmart. And I thought, when you have 3 or 4 kids, oh my gosh, that really is something. So I know it'll be really gratefully appreciated. And you think of Scottsdale as being a wealthy community, but I'm sure there's a lot of people that are suffering, and it would be really helpful however one could help. So, and it's fun. So, okay. Let's see, and supplies can be donated through next Sunday, July 21. There's a full list of items needed at the front desk and on our website if you prefer to shop and bring in your contributions. The primary needs are backpacks, binders, and binders. And thank you for supporting this community outreach event. And thank you, Valerie, for getting going on this. This is a lot of work, I know. And it's summer and hot outside, but there are lots of cool places around the valley to host a summer grateful gathering. See Valerie and the fine folks at the front desk for more information and to sign up to host a fun summer event. And after service today, we'll be showing the movie The Legend of Bagger Vance, directed by Robert Redford and starring Will Smith, Matt Damon, and Charlize Theron. And Joe, we have a clip of that.
Maybe I better come back when you're not so busy.
Busy? Well, I thought you were going to say drunk. In fact, there's enough whiskey in the state of Georgia to get me drunk enough.
Well, drunk is drunk enough.
It's all a matter of brain cells. You see, every drink of liquor you take kills 1,000 brain cells. And first the sadness cells die, so you smile real big. And then the quiet cells go, so you just say everything real loud for no reason at all. And finally come the memory cells. These are tough to kill.
We need someone from Savannah in the match.
Who's that? I could have killed you out there.
Oh, no, sir. See, I set myself directly in front of you. Judging by how you was hitting them balls, I figured that's why I'd be out of harm's way. Bag of Vance, the name. Lost your swing. We got to go find it.
I heard my dad tell how you won every tournament there ever was.
The judge you was, you ain't never gonna be again. Ever. I don't know a damn thing about me.
10 years and not one single solitary word from you? You don't do that to someone you love.
It was too long ago.
No, was it?
Oh, this is becoming embarrassing.
Oh, no, son. It's been embarrassing for quite some time now.
I can't do this.
Yes, you can. This isn't your shot bag, no. It's yours.
Where's some storm brewing?
What was it, Adele? What did you like about us?
I like the way we dance.
Inside each and every one of us is homeless, hours and hours alone.
Was there something you wish to discuss? Because this might not be the right time to.
Play will continue! Pause, get your cover, boys!
He always felt a man's grip on his club just like a man's grip on his world.
That looks like a good one. Doesn't it? Look like a tearjerker, one of those old ones. We'll have free popcorn, or you can pick up something at the sandwich shop next door. What time are we going to show the movie? 11:45. 11:45, the movie. Okay. And after our talk this morning, Reverend Lee, we'll open the mic for your questions or comments about today's topic. We have a basket of pens and scratch pads that you can make notes on if you want to. So if you want to do that, better scurry out there and do it because we're getting close. So last thing we have is this is always the fun thing, is we love music at Scottsdale CSL, and today we welcome back Jennifer Sheets, and she's going to be singing I Am. Thank you, Jennifer.
Thank you. If you like this song and you want to find it later, again, the title is I Am, and the artist is Denise Grossier. I am made of the light that hung the stars in the night. A perfect thought since time began. I am. I am. I am one with the love that's holding all of us. It's power in my hands. I am. I am. I am called by the voice that speaks of truth and joy. Forever blessed where I stand. I am. I am. I am made of the light that hung the stars in the night. A perfect thought since time began. I am. I am. I am one with the love that's holding all of us. It's power in my hands. I am. I am. I am called by the voice that speaks of truth and joy. Forever blessed where I stand. I am. I am. I am. I am. I am. I am. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Jennifer. Great. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Yes, I am up, vertical, moving smoothly through the world. As long as I don't get too crazy, I'm okay. Good to be here with all of you. And yes, this movie this afternoon or this later this morning will get the emotions flowing, guaranteed. The title of the message, my talk this morning, In Rhythm with Spirit. One of the core passages in the movie The Legend of Bagger Vance goes like this. Inside each of us is one true, authentic swing. Something we was born with, not taught or learned. It's got to be remembered. It's got to be remembered. And so we go through this story of a young man, a golfer, who at one time in his real young youth was a rising, emerging star in the golf world. He goes off to World War I to lead a bunch of his friends from Savannah in World War I and loses himself in the war, along with many of his friends. And comes back, and the Depression rolls in, devastates the town. And everybody is scrambling around for something to hold on to, trying to find their way back. And so we go through this story about golf, but it's really so much about life. It's so much about us and our own journey to find ourselves and rediscover ourselves. Bagger Vance talks to Captain Juna about finding his swing again. And what we come to understand is very much about finding ourselves, about finding our way back to alignment with our higher power, with God, with spirit, with divine life, and finding our way back to getting into rhythm with ourselves. Because as we talk about a lot, and I talk about a lot, finding that center is not the center that we're looking for, the point of connection that I'd like to walk in is not necessarily a still point, is it? We talk about coming to center, and it's really about finding that point and maybe extending the time that we can spend on that center point as we move back and forth across it. And when we're upset, maybe those swings are a little bigger. And when we're feeling more at peace, maybe those swings are a little bit smaller. Right? And we spend more dwell time, what's called dwell time, on that center, where we're on that line and we feel connected. We feel more in alignment with who we are. And if you want to, just take your hands out and just try this with me. And just move your hand back and forth across. And you can feel that center point if you allow it. And maybe, oh, I'm upset. Oh my God, things are just not quite right, and I've got to go in for surgery, and da 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 da. And breathe. Breathe it back down. And we can feel it. And we can do that for ourselves. If I get out in the world and I get upset and I get all distracted and my brain starts grabbing onto all the things that just aren't going right and aren't going wrong, and the list is over here, but I'm over here, and and all the stuff is going on in my head. And I'm like, what are you doing? Take a breath, stop. Break the cycle. Breathe. What is one thing I can see? What is one thing I can touch? What is one thing I can identify? Take a breath. And come back to ourselves. And say, you know what? I am more than what appears. I am more than what seems to be going on out here. There is one life. That life is God. That life is peace. That life is spirit. That life is my life right now. I am love. I am joy. I am peace. There's an infinite wisdom welling up within me. There's a larger life all around me that I have access to, not just in this moment, but in every moment of my life. And I get to remind myself of all that. I get to stop and be present with these ideas. Ernest Holmes writes this, and the other one. There it is. Thanks, Joe. There is a light at the center of everything. During the ordinary course of affairs, without attempting to, you might see this light. Someday you might look up and there it is. The substance eternal, falling so fine you think it will drift across the sands of time and enclose all objects, only to discover that it falls through them. Imagine going through your life, walking through your world, and all of a sudden seeing and feeling and sensing the texture of that universal substance that is back of everything. What if? what's possible if I can have that level of perception as I'm walking through the world. And he goes on to say, infinite, lighter than light, and brighter than bright. You can look right through it like you can look through a pane of glass. This is the divine stuff of which we are made. You might see it everywhere and in all things. We talk about the presence, we talk about substance, we are this, right? For me, I am the substance. You are the substance, and it takes on an infinite variety of shapes and forms and expressions and experiences. It's like it says in the Old Testament and in the New Testament, in the Gospels. Hear, O Israel, the Lord thy God, the Lord is one. One. Not two, not three, not four. But this one finds its expression in and through everything. Through all of us. And it's a matter of finding our way back to the expression, back to the experience where we're feeling connected. Because we get so many messages, right? We look with our eyes out into the world, and our world tells us how we're separate. Most of the time, right? I'm over here, you're over there, you're in the seat, you're in the chair, you're outside the building, you're in the car, I'm driving down the freeway, somebody's on the radio, somebody's on the TV. I get all these messages about how we're separate. And yet still, when I take the time to stop and really be intentional and pay attention, then I can remember. I can remember how I'm connected. I can remember that there is only one. And that this universal, infinite one finds its way into, through, around, and as each and every one of us. So how do I get there? How do I get back to remembering? I came up with a few basic ideas, basic concepts. The first one is to stop trying. Stop trying. Now, what do I mean by that? What I mean is that what I've discovered for myself is when I'm efforting, when I'm really working hard at it, when I'm really working hard at something, I get stressed. When I'm really working hard at something, there's a lot of efforting involved and pushing back against things that I think don't fit. But when I can let go of just of efforting at it, of working at things, and trying to find a place where, or find my way back to being in a certain flow with what I'm trying to do, of what I'm expressing, what I'm experiencing, what I'm trying to achieve. When I find that effortless place, things seem to work better. I think of it like when I'm sitting down to meditate, and all of a sudden, the chatter starts. Now, efforting says, I'm pushed back against the chatter. Efforting says, no, we're not doing this. We are meditating. And the chatter's like laughing at me going, yeah, right, okay, fine. But no, effortlessness says, oh, chatter. Interesting. And then I just open a little window in the room in my meditation, let those words just kind of float right out. I don't attach to them. I don't grab onto them. I don't push back against them. I just notice and I say, okay. That's effortlessness, right? That's me not pushing back against, because by pushing back against, what am I doing? I'm feeding it. I'm amplifying it because I'm giving it attention. So that's effortlessness. The next one is very similar to it, is grasping. Grasping. How tightly am I holding on to the way things are? How tightly am I holding on to, this is the way it's supposed to be? And because this is the way it's supposed to be, this is the way it always will be. And I'm going to hold on to this because I want to keep things as they are, because it's safe and it's known. And I'm going to hold on tightly. Because this is, whether it's comfortable, uncomfortable, or otherwise, this is what's known. And I really am feeling insecure and upset, and I don't want to step into the unknown because that's scary and it's uncertain. And so I'm going to hold on tightly to this. Now, what happens when we hold on tightly to things? We get stuck. When we hold on tightly to sand, what happens? The sand creeps out between our fingers, and inevitably we lose control of whatever it is we think we're controlling anyway. It's like the story of, I heard the story many years ago, and I'm going to do the real short abbreviated version of trapping monkeys in the Amazon. Right? They would take bottles with narrow little openings in the top and put food in the bottom, and they'd tie the bottles with string up in the trees. And the monkeys would come along and stick their little hands down in the bottle and grab the food down inside the bottle. Now, what happens when they start to pull that food back out? They're stuck. Because they get so attached to having that food that they would not let go. And so the trappers would come along and capture the monkeys because they would not let go in order to set themselves free. How many of us have positions like that in our own lives, that we are holding on so tightly that if we were only to just let go and hold it a little bit more lightly, maybe we would set ourselves free and allow ourselves to find our way back to that center point where we can relax, where we can let go, where we can be and experience more freedom. Because we get so attached. I know I get so attached to my own positions, to the way I think things ought to be sometimes, that I can't see. And when I finally let go enough and take a couple steps back away and take a breath, I'm like, oh, okay. Now I've got a wider view. I can see more of the options. I can see more of what's at play. More of the options that may be available to me. And I can relax and go, oh, there's more than what I thought here. This narrow little view. There's a wider view, a bigger picture. More options, more choices for me to choose from in order to move forward. Because so often in our lives we get told all these stories and we buy into all these stories about who we are, about how we're not enough, about how we're limited, about how because I live in this country, I'm this way, or because I am this tall or this short or this size or this expression, or I grew up here or I grew up there. And I have all these experiences based on where I've been and what I've done and who I've known. And that is what's created me. No. What's created me are the experiences and the choices I've made. And if we want to go back to the beginning, what's created me is this divine idea of me that hides behind all these limiting ideas I've taken on about me. And if I were to take the time and do the work and do the growth and do the reading and studying and meditating and praying and do the interior cleaning, if you will, that sweeps aside all those limitations, all those ideas of who I've been and who I am based on my experiences rather than who I am based on the divine idea of me. If I get past all of that, what's possible? What's possible is what I say is possible. What's possible is what I can accept as being possible. What's possible is what I decide to do, what I decide to participate in, what I decide to say, you know what, this is what I am becoming today. I'm going to set aside all those little preconceived notions, all those preconceived little ideas of limitation. I'm going to set them all aside and say, you know what? Today, I'm taking a step in this direction. In the direction of this dream, in the direction of this vision, in the direction of this idea of who I am. Because you know what? The universe is working for me. Life is saying yes to me. Again and again and again, we are told it is done unto us as we believe. As we believe. As we embrace more. As we decide to expand what's possible for us within our consciousness. And to decide to dance with life, to get in rhythm with spirit, rather than pushing back against whatever I perceive to be the limitations of my being. Because if I can embrace myself and my life in terms of what's possible, rather than being limited by what has been, that opens up a whole new world for us. When I decide to embrace the idea that Thomas Troward first introduced, saying that the principle of life itself is not bound by precedent. Principle is not bound by precedent. We are not limited by what has gone before. If we were limited by what has gone before, we would not have the handheld computers that every one of us has in this space. We would not be walking around with a piece of technology in our hands that does more than any of us can really imagine, I assume. So how can I look at the world in terms of possibility? How do I get back to this place of saying, you know what? It's all working for my good. Divine life and love and peace and joy and power and beauty, all of this that is Spirit itself is working for me in this moment. It's backing me up in this moment. How do I move from seeing diversity as division to seeing infinite and magical variety, a tapestry of life, where all of our differences come together, where all of our differentiations come together, where all of our unique expressions come together to create a magical, wonderful, mystical tapestry of this thing we call life. Bagger Vance has something to say about this. He says, you've got to look with soft eyes to see that place where the tides of the seasons and the turning of the earth all come together, where everything that is becomes one. You got to seek that place with your soul. He talks about seeing the field. And if you stay for the movie, you'll get lots of talk about seeing the field. When he's talking about seeing the field, for me, that speaks to this idea that we often talk about, that I often talk about, is walking through this world with spirit as my companion, not only my companion, but spirit as the foundation of who I am. Walking in the world with soft eyes is a way of walking and seeing where the edges blur. When I say the edges blur, it's like looking at an old soft focus picture, a soft focus photograph, where you don't have real sharp defined edges, but they're softer. There's a wispy little haze at the edge around the images, where everything really just blends together. And that's a way of walking in the world where I'm seeing with my heart, where I'm seeing with my consciousness at a level that says, I know that everything's connected. I don't even have to think about it. It's just the way I see things. It's what Ernest Holmes refers to as that calm and quiet and soft inner knowing, where there is no doubt, no question, no uncertainty. It simply is. And how about I take the opportunity to walk in this world in a way where everything simply is love, where everything simply is beauty, where I look at everything and I simply see the divine expressing itself. And sure, some days that's a challenge. Some days I wake up and I accidentally turn the news on or whatever, or I see something and I get all wound up about it. And it takes me a while to find my way back. But I find my way back. Because I have this knowing that says, I'm going to find my way back to center. The only thing that changes is how long it takes to get back there. And that's the practice. And that will be our practice for this week. Our practice this week is walking in the field of spirit. Walking with the presence happens in the moment. So this week, notice when you are being carried outside of the moment. So when you find yourself taken out of the now, you start future tripping or noodling incessantly about something that happened in the past. Bring yourself back to center. Pause, breathe, reflect. Consider what it was that took you out of the moment. And then just bring yourself back. Take a nice centering breath. and simply be still and be in the moment. All right. With that, we have time for all of you. So, questions, comments, your turn. Okay.
Double duty today. Yeah. Bob and I are reading every morning Living the Science of Mind,
Oh, yay.
which has been very opening for us. But what I was thinking of was that, certainly one of the things is we love everybody.
Mm-hmm.
We don't get embroiled in these little things. But I hope I won't offend anybody. If I do, I apologize. I can't stand Donald Trump. So I work on that with my spiritual practices, saying, trying to get through it. Well, yesterday he was shot. And as I was watching that, I immediately felt horror and immediately felt great compassion for his family. So it was like a spiritual thing happened that was, this is a man that you don't agree with, but he's still a man. He's still a child of God. Mm-hmm. And that separate your belief system, how you do things, from the fact that he is a human being. He has a family, has a mother, and all those kinds of things. And I just think that Science of Mind helped me see that in that moment, that there's a difference between disliking how somebody behaves and really looking at the central part of who they really are and who I am in this process. So who's to say I'm right or I'm not right? It's okay. And that was just such a helpful thing for me. So that was it.
Mm-hmm. All right. Anybody else? Okay.
Can I say one thing? I want to piggyback on that because that's part of our teaching is that we separate the act from the actor. And that's a key component to bring up is to recognize that there is oneness. We are all one, period. Yeah.
And we get so stuck in that our belief system that it overtakes everything else.
Opinions.
So this is instead of this whole picture. We can get rid of that new belief stuff you're talking about.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And it really made me feel better because when you have a lot of angst, you're all tight.
Yeah.
So now I can just say, well, I don't agree with you, but you're a child of God too, and I wish you and your family the best.
Right.
Which is a big relief to me because I thought I would have said, good.
All right. Yeah. All right. Thank you, Victoria. And Jill, thank you. All right. Anybody else? All right. Well, let's pray, everybody. Take time to recenter, refocus. And there's only one life, and that life is God. That life is infinite spirit and love and truth and peace. It is a power and presence that we live in and it in us. Each and every one. With every breath we feel it, vibrant and alive. It is the very source and substance of our being, each and every one. And so I know and I speak this word for each and every one here, everybody listening now or later, no matter where we are, where you are, right where we are, God, as this infinite spirit of life, absolutely is. So I speak this word for each of us and anybody practicing their spiritual endeavors wherever they are, whatever they may be. We are all finding our way back home to a place where we remember, and we are in that place now. We remember now that each and every one of us is love expressed. We know that our life truly is the life of infinite spirit, the life of God. We set aside any thought of lack, of doubt, of uncertainty. We set them aside now and embrace this truth of our goodness, our wholeness, our vibrancy, where we feel peace and love and joy in all that we do. And we know that this spiritual home, this spiritual family that we participate with is truly blessed. And we are a blessing to the community that we serve, each and every one. And so we go forward into this day, into the rest of this week, knowing that all is well, that life is good and very good, as each and every one of us. And so it is.
So it is.
This next song is by Janice Stanfield, and it's called True Calling. When you hear a voice no one else can hear, but it's clear and loud, ringing in your ear, and you finally know what it's time to do, that's your true calling, calling you. That's your true calling, calling you. When your heart's wide open 'cause your mind's been changed, and the dreams you dream are not the same, there's a gate that's open you can walk right through. That's your true calling, calling you. That's your true calling, calling you. You ask yourself, is this a voice I can trust? You think you can't, but you know that you must. You're afraid you'll fall if you let go, but there's only one way you'll ever know. Those wings you keep folded are meant to be used when your true calling is calling you. When your true calling is calling you. You ask yourself, am I asking too much? You think you can't, but you know that you must. Ooh. When your heart's wide open 'cause your mind's been changed, and the dreams you dream are not the same, there's a gate that's open you can walk right through. That's your true calling, calling you. That's your true calling, calling you. You ask yourself, is this a voice I can trust? You think you can't, but you know that you must. Just trust. Yeah, there's a gate that's open you can walk right through. That's your true calling, calling you. Yeah, that's your true calling, calling you. That's your true calling, calling you. Yeah, that's your true calling, and it's calling you. Thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, Reverend Lee. Very inspiring talk this morning. All right. And it is time for grateful giving as we circulate our good to and through the community this morning. I invite everyone online to join us. I see some of you have already done so. Thank you very much for your contributions. Yes, there it is. And everyone in room can participate on various levels. I do have an Ernest Holmes quote first, though. Ernest says, "I know that my good is increased and multiplied as it is scattered. I am both an inlet and an outlet for the passage of divine love, life, and power. Wherever I go, then I shall impart the divine blessing which I have received." Gosh, I just got a vision of dandelions. The dandelion is one, and then it just, the blessings go everywhere, don't they? We have dandelions everywhere. Yeah. So anyway, I invite everyone to participate and be a dandelion this morning and circulate your good. Lots of ways to do that in our community. You can do that online through our website, the donate button. You'll be offered the opportunity to make that reoccurring, and that comes out on the frequency that you desire. And you get a tithe tickets here on Sunday mornings to put in the basket as your remembrance of your tithe and what you're contributing to this community. And we also have money finders. I thought I saw a green envelope this morning. Did I? I did. Yay. 2 green envelopes. Wonderful. Congratulations. That is when we tithe on the things that come to us that we weren't planning on. They're unexpectedly, serendipitously, however it may be. And we tithe 10% on that here. We keep 90%, and it proves the principle. What we focus on expands in our lives. It's a wonderful prosperity program. We also take credit cards at the front desk. There's a QR code, and you can also donate with your Zelle account to donate at scottsdalecsl.org. And if you're making a cash donation today, I invite you to use an envelope and put your name and your email address on it so we can make sure and get you a giving statement at the end of the year. And we have an affirmation. I am an open channel through which prosperity flows. I accept the divine flow of goodness, ideas, and substance through me now. I am grateful for my full and prosperous life, and so it is. Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful, 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 I'm so grateful. Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful, 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 I'm so grateful. Please join me in blessing that which has been circulated here today to and through our community. How grateful we are for this community and all who attend in person, online, or listening to our recordings later. We touch so many hearts and so many souls and so many minds that we don't even know about. And so we continue to circulate our good to and through this community and out into the world. I bless each and every one who has contributed today, knowing that the gift and the giver are blessed, pressed down to overflowing. and that Scottsdale Center for Spiritual Living is a grateful receiver in receiving all of the good and the bounty and the joy and the love that comes to it. We are so blessed. We are so grateful, and so it is. Thank you, Kim. A few closing announcements this morning. If you would like prayer this morning, please see me, or you can leave a written prayer request in the lobby. 24/7 online prayer request anytime, day or night. We're available to you to pray. We get those, and Daniel and Lee and I do pray those prayers. And remember to stop by the front desk and check out your school supplies list. This is the last day for cash contributions, for financial contributions. So next week, if you don't want to do it today, the next week, bring your goodies in. And it was interesting what Victoria said about the shopping. I was struck that same way, I guess, last year when I went shopping, and how incredibly expensive it was to buy school supplies. And so doing this really is a gift to so many that we are providing these school supplies for them. So if you are of a mindset to give to this community, we would appreciate that for the school supplies. And that's that. Next Sunday, we're going to keep going. Sizzling Summer Series, Life at the Movies. And it's an inside job. We're going to discover how our emotions can be guideposts on our spiritual journey to greater awareness and expansion of consciousness. And our movie, of course, is Inside Out. Do we have a clip, Joe?
So, how was the first day of school? It was fine, I guess. I don't know. Do you ever look at someone and wonder what is going on inside their head? Did you guys pick up on that? Sure did. Something's wrong. We're going to find out what's happening, but we'll need support. Signal the husband.
Uh-oh, she's looking at us. What did she say?
What? Oh, sorry, sir. No one was listening.
Is it garbage night? We left the toilet seat up. What? What is it, woman? What?
Signal him again.
So, Riley, how was school?
Oh, can't be kidding me.
Heard of this? And he gave up that Brazilian helicopter pilot?
School was great, all right?
What was that? I thought you said we were going to act casual.
Riley, is everything okay?
Sir, she just rolled her eyes at us.
All right, make sure, of course. I don't want to have to put the foot down.
No, not the foot.
Riley, I do not like this new attitude. Oh, I'll show you attitude.
No, breathe.
Sir, just leave me alone.
Sir, reporting high level of sass.
Take it to DEFCON 2.
DEFCON 2.
I don't know where this disrespectful attitude came from. You want a piece of this, Pop?
Yeah? Well, look.
Prepare the foot.
Keys to safety position. Ready for launch on your command, sir.
Just shut up!
Fire! That's it. Go to your room.
The foot is down. The foot is down.
Good job, gentlemen. That could have been a disaster.
Well, that was a disaster.
Come, fly with me, Gachi.
Yes, that might be fun next week. Hope you can stay. So today's movie at 11:45-ish is The Legend of Bagger Vance. How many plan to stay? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe 9, 10. Yay! All right, we'll make lots of popcorn. And that's it. Please stand for our affirmation. And join me. I live in peace and share my joy. I am empowered by spiritual truth. Today I walk with the presence, and so it is.
Let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world.
We are making a new world now. Let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. Let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. Let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. Let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand. I'm gonna stand there for joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. We are making a new world now. We are making a new